Sorry. Welcome all of you, and just we take 2 more minutes to 4 minutes because a lot of people from outside the country are trying to join. So let us give them time. So we wait for a couple of minutes and then we'll start. Sir is already online. The session is already on YouTube being uh, broadcast live. I share the link with you. I have shared the YouTube link on the chat box if you would like to share because a lot of people are trying to join and they might face because we cannot trust the network all the time. So please do share the link if anybody is unable to join. And is my voice audible to you, please? Just if you can comment if we are audible. Good morning to all. Okay, we are audible. That's fine. And please do share the link so that people can join if they are not able to join. At least they can watch the session on YouTube. We'll just take 4 5 minutes so that the uh, peace morning. Acha, okay, I share the link again. Okay, I have shared the link again. I have shared the link again. I would suggest that if you can subscribe to the channel because sometimes the link creates some problem. So the moment you get into that channel, you do that. So we just wait for a couple of minutes so that more and more people who are trying desperately to join, they can join, please. Hello. Yeah, please. Good morning, all of you. We just take a couple of minutes because some people are facing some problem to join, and then we allow them to join. Just bear for 2 more minutes, and we are all ready to start this session. Absolutely. Link. I'm just sharing the link of a YouTube channel so that, and I would suggest that those who have joined, you may also try to connect with the YouTube and subscribe to the channel, so that in case during the session if you face some network issue, so you are at least able to watch it now and later on. Is the voice clear? Is it voice better now, ma'am? Is the voice better now? Okay, okay, fine. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Please try to connect to the. I'm not audible. Am I not audible? Audible. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Please just we take 2 more minutes and we'll start. I think we must give time to the people to connect because they are. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. People are trying to connect. Thank you. Hello. Mishra sir, should we start with the session now?
Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. I think just a minute and we can start with the session now. Fine. Uh, Good morning, all of you. And it is just a great honor to have amongst us Dr. C.B. Mishra, sir. And he is one of the very renowned faculty for commerce, and not only the faculty for commerce, but he is into the CBSE curriculum committee. He is also the CBSE curriculum member, committee member. And the best part about him is he's not only involved with CBSE because he's being the director of Prudence Group of Schools in Delhi and the principal of Prudence School, Ashok Vihar. He's implementing those things in his school and guide, and then he is very much aware the problems that we as a teacher might be facing and the schools that could be facing. So he is truly representing this school side with the CBSE, and so we would be very much honored to. It is a great privilege to have him here, and it is indeed an honor. So I am sure that in today's session, sir, is the areas that sir will be covering, the exposure that he will be giving it to you, the insight he would be sharing with you is going to be very, very helpful. And before I proceed, a few things about sir, if I would like to share. And just it is customary, but anyway, I must be sharing. Sir is the, as I told you, is the director of Prudence Group of Schools. He is the principal of Prudence School, Ashok Vihar, Delhi. And then he is also the CBSE mentor. He is the founder secretary of Indraprastha School of Saudi. He is the executive member of Action Committee of Unaided Recognized Private Schools, academic committee member of Bharati Vidyapeeth University, and also the academic committee member of SHIATS, that is in Allahabad, the one of the oldest agriculture college established in 1920. So he's handling the MBA curriculum, MBA courses being offered by the agriculture college out there. So it is indeed an honor to have you, sir, and thank you so much to spare your valuable time. And I'm sure that in this session, we all teachers are going to be extremely benefited. And I do welcome all the teachers all the way from Lagos, Nigeria, from Qatar, from Muscat, and Abu Dhabi, those teachers. And then I've been receiving some calls. They were having some connectivity problems. So I just try to handle that. And thank you, sir. Over to you, please, sir. And teachers here in the group is across the country. So we welcome you all in this session. Thank you so much. And the session is now with sir. Mishra, sir, please. Thank you.
First of all, to all of the viewers basically, and all are the, you can see, the leaders of accountancy and business studies who are actually giving the full knowledge to the all over the world. And as sir informed me, Pramod Dalmia sir, he all over the world basically, you can say, not only from the India, the teachers are from Muscat, Qatar, Nigeria, and other countries are also participating in this. I welcome you all, and on behalf of this Pramodji and this Climb company, I thankful to you for listening all these things. First of all, before starting any business studies and accountancy, I want to tell you about the latest meeting which is held on 17 July 2020, which is held by the CBSE. In the CBSE, the NCRT chairman and the chairman CBSE, secretary CBSE, director academic CBSE, and the director vocational CBSE. First of all, I want to highlight certain points where the CBSE has posed, and I am reading one by one that it emphasizes, basically you can say emphasizes on the students' learning. That is the multidisciplinary activity and projects that has been shown, and that is basically you can say done by the CBSE in the one way or another way. Basically here they want to show that what type of activity they can do and what type of things they can do. So it emphasizes the students' learning through the multidisciplinary activity and the projects. They introduce introduction of the key competency testing of the students. Now, competency testing is one of the important part where the NCRT also stress, and our students are supposed to participate in the PISA very soon. So we are supposed to take care of that thing also. The special program to be chalked out by school to meet the need of special children also. That is also one of the important part during this COVID-19. They also address the challenges with a positive and spread positively and prepare the children to face the competency so that they can compete the children from the other countries as well. Or you can say not the other countries, we can say the other curriculum also, where we are certain we are lacking somewhere. That is the basically skill area of the children. And also focus not to content but on learning outcomes. That is one of the most important part where the CBSE and the NCRT is doing a lot of work. We are supposed to focus on the content, not to focus on the content. Sorry, not focus on the content, but the learning outcomes should be the one of the main objective. E-Pathshala and Diksha, where the academic books and the video content is available. That is available by the CBSE and NCRT also. Activities to be done by the students with the teacher guidance and the parents' help. One part in this COVID-19 is that parents' help are there, but we are not recognizing. But now we are saying that teacher guidance and parents' help should be there to fulfill this objective. Learning may be more joyful through the art integration. Art integration in accountancy and business studies also if you attend the webinar with the CBSE COE department, so you will find out how the joyful through the art integration we can create in the accountancy and business studies. Parents to take the guidance their children to learn, children to involve in the assessment process through the self and peer assessment. Technology to be used as a tool for learning. It is not, we are not supposed to learn about the technology, but we are supposed to use how we can use this technology for the learning process. So it is a tool. It is not a subject, you can say, not as a subject we are supposed to study it. Parents to facilitate the children to learn, the digital education guidelines to be linked with alternate academic calendar, assessment rubrics to be scientifically designed, and it should be done by the head of the institution of all the, you can say, schools, basically, with the help of the school management and the teachers. Focus on the holistic development of the children. And these are the basically certain areas where I had shared. Now I want to share about the, I'm starting from the business studies basically, where what portion has been deleted. And why it is deleted, I want to say one thing. It is deleted for COVID during this COVID-19. It is not deleted that you are not supposed to tell anything about the children and the children are not supposed to study about things, or they are not knowing all these things. The subjects are deleted, whatever the 25-30% has been deleted, that is basically deleted in the number of periods basically. That is all one of the important part. Number of periods we had reduced from 25 to 30 periods, basically out of 220 periods. So due to, so that the children are and the teachers are able to complete the curriculum and the syllabus in a proper time, and also certain topics are you can say deleted, which is repeated in another subject also, or the children are do their self-learning also. This COVID-19 makes the learning objective to make children to autonomous learning system. So here, first topic, basically in class 11th, I am going to start the class 11th, basically business studies. First, in the foundation of business, basically concept includes meaning and feature, evolution, fundamental of business. There we had not reduced any topics, basically CBSE is not reduced anything. But forms of business organization, the topics deleted. Choice of forms of business organization, just like distinction between the various forms of business organization. Explain the factors that influence the choice of a suitable form of business organization. These topics are repeated one way or another way. You can see that the distinction with the various forms of business organization is tell later on, or the previous one in the another form. And also these factors that influence the choice of suitable forms of business is also, you can say, know the students in one way or another way. That's why these two topics are taking the time for the teachers also, the students also. That's why this topic has been deleted. Now the next topic deleted in the public, private and multinational company, that is the global enterprises, the future, joint venture, public partnership, and this concept only. Only the concept has been deleted because global enterprises, that is part of the things which is already read by the students in the previous way. Business service topic deleted, just like postal services. Now this postal services, mail, registered post, parcel, speed post, courier, meaning their students are studying the topics, since you can say grade 4 or 5 in social science also. The integration of all the other subjects we are supposed to now think. What topic we are studied early in the previous classes and what we are going to learn now, and children are not doing anything. That is one of the important part. Now the students know what is postal service, what is mail, what is registered mail, parcel, speed post. So students can do all the things in a different form, and they can do also. Someone is saying screen unit 2 once more. Screen 2. Business studies, I think, saying screen 2 unit 2. And that is the distinction between the various forms of business organization. And I will reply one by one. Basically, unit 1, there is no deletion. Unit 2, basically forms of business organization, the distinction between the various forms of business organization, and explain the factors that influence influence the choice of the suitable forms of business organization. That topic has been deleted. Global enterprises in the topic number 3. And topic number 4 in business services, topic deleted is the postal services. In emerging the mode of business, topics related basically business process outsourcing, just like BPO concept, needs and scope. This topic has been deleted here. And in unit 6 of grade 11, social responsibility and business ethics, basically the concept and element is deleted here. In finance and trade, borrowed funds, intercorporate deposit, ICD concept, only the concept has been deleted here in the source of business finance. In internal trade, borrowed funds, intercorporate deposit, ICD that has been, you can say, concept has been deleted here also. And next was the internal trade, and that is types of retail trade, indirect trade, and the small scale fixed shop retailers. These topics also know the child one way or another way. So these topics, which is self-learning, where a child can do the self-learning mode also. That topic, GST is the concept has been deleted because it is studied by the student in accountancy also. In internal trade, topics related was the export trade, import trade, documents involved in the international trade, the intent letter of credit, shipping order, shipping bills, made, receipts, because these things are changing sometimes, and also this topic, one way or another way, they are studying in another way. The export meaning and the procedure is we had deleted because it's taking a lot of time also for the students and the teachers for taking this thing. World trade objectives is also deleted. And before this 11th class, I want to say that if the children having the, you can say, self-mode process, or they are asking about this type of questions about these things, I request you all to connect all these things. And I request all the parts also where the peoples are basically joining in my name. Somebody, madam, is joined. Please, I request either change the name or something. Maybe somewhere thing is there. So I request, I want to say one thing, if the teacher having the time to take all this topic, or the students are asking, please tell all this topic, or take the class for that. Because this topic has been deleted for the certain, only for the short period of time, you can say. And we cannot say this topic is not so much important or not required. This thing is wrong, basically. Now, next part, basically in class 12th, basically when I am going to start. In class 12th, first topic is, I am taking from the principle and functions of the management. That is the business environment. That topic has been deleted. Demonstration concept, impact of the government policy changes on the business, with a special reference to the liberalization, privatization, and globalization in India. On this topic, business environment, we had deleted. First and second topic has been not deleted in this case. Planning. In planning, single use and strategic planning, objectives, strategy, policy, procedure, method, rules, budget, and program. It is repeated in one way or another way in the units, basically. That's why this topic has been deleted here. In planning also. And in organization, formal and informal organization concept is only deleted, because this again, formal information organization is attached with another topics in one way or another way. Staffing. Very important topic is the staffing, basically. In staffing as a part of sources of human resource management, only the child or the students can study it in the self mode also. That's why it is deleted. Next is the in directing. Concept should be clear, but the mode of barriers of effective communication should be not taken in the class, so that you can do in a different form. In directing, after controlling, you can say relationship between planning and controlling is one of the another part. Relationship between planning and controlling, that topic has been deleted. Business, finance, and marketing. Marketing is one of the important part, where physical distribution. Physical distribution is one of the important, where the component channels of distribution know the students know very well what is wholesale, what is retail management, and all these things. So in marketing also, the physical distribution components and the channel distribution has been deleted in there. Consumer protection. It is a very important, the studying it in the from grade 7 to 8, basically it starts. but that is in you can say very initial stages. So consumer production importance, consumer awareness, role of the consumer organization and the non-government organizations. That topics is already deleted because this topic is already covered in the grade 9 and 10 also. One way or these things I am covering only the business studies. So, sir, first of all, I want to take the questions. If is there any question related to the you can say business studies first of all, then I will take accountancy. Pramod sir, if is there any questions related to the business studies basically, or I start from accountancy part?
Yes, sir. There are a couple of questions, sir. Actually, you have covered most of the things, sir. You have covered the most of the things, and आपने barriers का बोल दिया. There is some things relating to more clarity about financial management and financial markets.
In the financial management and financial market, I just say financial market, business, finance, and marketing. Basically, when you say financial, here I am covering this thing. Only the one topic, that is physical distribution, that is in marketing. Business finance basically is an important topic where we are not deleted, and the other parts that had been covered in the whatever the topics we had studied in the 12th class, basically in the accountancy, that we had tried to cover in this thing. So I think first of all I take the accountancy part, then it will much better. Then I will conclude the all the questions
Okay, absolutely
from
fine.
accountancy business studies.
Fine, sir. Fine.
So I'm going to take the accountancy also. All the just see the picture that actually I want to reflect here. We are as a teacher, we have the key, and by putting all the magnetic fields, and we are moving on only the one way. That picture is showing that thing, and the students are following us. So try to do something in a different form. I want to say here. Second thing is, it is possible to store mind with a million facts and still the entire uneducated. So try to educate the child the concept basically, so that this concept can be used by the children. In accountancy, I want to say we as a teacher are trying to teach maximum number of questions. We are saying we had solved this book, that book, and we had covered all the syllabus, all the right and left corners. I want to say why you are telling all these things to the students. Students should use their own mind so that they can use the creative or critical skill in accountancy. That is one of the important part where we require. Why we are telling the what the journal entry we are supposed to pass. In 11th class, it is okay for the thing, but in grade 12, basically, the students can learn himself or create his own journal entries, so that we can say the concept of the accountancy is learned by the students properly. That is one of the important part. In grade 11, basically, I am not taking the objectives of the what is the accountancy here. A topic deleted is bank reconciliation statement with adjusted. With adjusted basically means you are now going to create the reconciliation statement with the help of a bank and cash book, and again related. That is taking hardly 3 to 4 periods, and if you knowing the concept of bank reconciliation with the help of either as per the cash book or as per the passbook, then it is not required and the child can do it in the self-learning mode also. So this topic as a bank reconciliation statement with adjusted has been deleted. In accounting process, accounting for bill of exchange, the retirement of bill and renewal of bill. Many queries has been came, sir, why retirement and renewal of the bill has been deleted? Because the child know when you tell about the how the bill is issued, how this bill has been created, how the bill and what entries should be passed at the time of maturity of the bill, automatically the child can know everything. So accounting for the bill of exchange at the time of retirement or the renewal of bill is not required right now. Right now it is not required because it's taking time also, and we are supposed to cover in this thing, and the child can learn it in self-learning mode also. Next topic is the financial accounting, financial statement of the sole proprietorship, just like incomplete records. In that, only the difference between accounts from incomplete records and statement affairs and preparation of trading profit and loss and balance sheet. Now the teachers are asking, sir, why you had removed this topic, trading profit loss and balance sheet in the incomplete records? Because that already we had covered in a very detail in the financial statements. The child is, the students know very well how, what is the purpose of trading account, what is the profit and loss account, and what is the balance sheet. So they can create there also. The topic has been, you can say, repeated mode in that way. And if the child will get this type of question, they can use their critical mind and they can solve this problem. And that is one of the important part. And they can solve the problem and they can know the concept also. So if you have the time properly in that in the financial statement, so this topic has been covered in a very detail, and you try to cover this topic in that way. Now, computers in accounting topic deleted is introduction to operating software, utility software, and application software. Introduction to accounting information system as a part of the management information system. Stages in automation, just like accounting process and a computer environment. Comparison between the manual accounting process and computerized accounting process. Sourcing of accounting software, kinds of software, ready-made software, customized software, and tailor-made software, generic consideration before sourcing accounting software, creating of accounting groups and hierarchy, generation of the reports just like trial, profit and loss, and the balance sheet. These all topics are, we are giving them as a theoretical part. I want to say basically the teachers are not using the practical, they do not have the practical knowledge of all these things also. They're not using the, you can say, practicing in the tally and all this software also. And that's why this topic has been deleted and it is covering so much of things. And it is taking more of time also of the teachers. So this topic has been deleted so that the students can spare more time in another topic and do something in a positive manner. So these are the topics basically I can say. 5 lecture reduced in the project work. I will discuss later on what is the project work basically. And total lecture, you can say approximately, this is the estimated time basically I taken from the concerned with just basically. Approximately out of 220 periods basically we are divided in chapters of 45 periods approximately. It may be 40, it may be 50. I am considering as a 45 periods. It's not a fixed, you can say. Now in accountancy, class 12, the topic deleted accountancy for non-profit organization, partnership firm and companies. Topics are deleted. First, accounting, partnership, reconstitution and the dissolution. In admission of a partner, adjustment of capital accounts and preparation of balance sheet. Adjustment of capital account, just like it is a in fundamental also we had covered up. Adjustment of capital adjustment is basically one of the important part. I know this thing very well. This topic has been deleted because and the preparation of the balance sheet is also deleted. Preparation of the journal basically in admission journal entries are there. After adjustment, the preparation, because this time the you can say we are planning to give more objective form of question. So the critical type of questions should be asked. So lengthy or full-fledged questions in that way where the balance sheet and all the things are covering, that is not you can say fulfill the learning outcomes basically. That's why the preparation of balance sheet and the adjustment of capital account has been deleted. However, I can say that this topic is very important, and if you have the time, you can try to take that in the class, not solve more questions, and you take it as a part of your internal assessment, but it should not be the part of the, you can say, CBSE board assessment. Retirement and death of a partner, adjustment of capital account, preparation of loan account and the retiring partner, preparation of the deceased partner's capital account and the executor accounts. That is also another important part. Accounting for companies, the topic in companies basically, you can say redemption of debenture matter, lump sum and drop lots. This topic has been, you can say, new latest version, new latest guidelines has been issued by the government of India, but that has not been taken consideration right now by the NCERT also, and they are doing two changes for that. So till that time, basically we deleted this topic, redemption of debenture method, lump sum and drop lots. But you try to tell this topic little bit in the classroom so they can know the concept basically, and the students should know about what is actually the redemption of debenture. and what is lump sum and what is the lump sum method and draw of lots. In total projects from the session 2021 onward, there should be only the one project specific to be prepared. Now many teachers are asking, sir, we had covered one specific project in grade 11 also. Sir, that can be considered or not? Madam, actually, madam and sir, actually, I want to say whatever you had covered, it is a very good thing. Whatever you had not covered, it is also you are supposed to cover. If you have taken the two specific project, no problem. You try to take the two projects. If you have sufficient time, you take the two projects, no problem. But at least one specific project should be required and not two required. If the child has done the two specific project, we do not have any problem. So it should be, and the specific guidelines for the CBSE basically time to time after September, basically at the end of August, you can say, you will get the proper guidelines for the project work also. In 17th of July, in that meeting also, the project work has been decided. It should be in the science project, basically the virtual labs should be created so that the child can do some virtual things and they can know the concept. Virtual labs are right now very one important concept of the science thing also. Why we are not as a commerce student or the commerce in accountancy and business studies, we can also use our virtual labs. And these are the basically I had covered the topics related now. Now I am going to promote
Yes, sir.
I think if I will take the question from the if any questions is coming up. Before
Yes,
that,
sir.
I want to say whatever the topic has been deleted, you can take in your class if you have the time. But mentioned in the 12th class, you can say in business studies and accountancy, that topic will not coming in the CBSE board examination session 2020-21. In COVID-19, during this pandemic situation, only this topic has been deleted. That topic has been covered. Right now, the CBSE is also planning to merge certain subjects because we cannot know how long this COVID-19 will go, how much precautions we are supposed to do. If it is after the lockdown period, how many periods we are able to continue, how much regular interaction students will be done. What will be the future in 2021, 2022? Right now we are discussing only about the 2020. This virus, we cannot say what is the situation of this virus. So first of all, you try to create a learning environment, self-learning and mode basically, and use this technology as a mode of teaching where the students can convert himself as a self-learning mode. One important part. Second part, try to clear the concepts instead of giving the activity of the knowledge. I request you clear the concept so that the concept can be used by the students for the critical and creativity thinkings. They can problem solving thinking should be the uh, uh, main motto. One point I want to say also one thing, the grade you can say 9th and 10th and 6th to 8th. Right now, NCRT and other things, we had given this idea. I'm not saying this is the final. We had given this idea why we are not merged social science and all these subjects in one way. So instead of taking the 5 subjects, why we are not taking only the 3 subjects or 2 subjects? So not long, so much of procedures should be there. We are supposed to create the skills basically among the students. That is also the important part. So I know all the accountancy teachers are very dynamic. Business studies teachers are very dynamic, bold, and also having the, you can say, problem solving skills. They thinking skills they have, and that skills we are supposed to create in the minds of the students. Whatever the new adjustment has been given by the ICI or the corporate or Ministry of Company Affairs or whatever the government of India is teaching anything, that entry you had created yourself. Nobody is coming, the GST is this one. Only the concept is given. Now GST, this is the value, now find out. So this is the problem solving. So problem solving is one of the important things. You are supposed to make a child so that they can understand how to use that thing. Problem solving is one of the important part. So case study, this year case study we are taking in this part, but not so much because the teachers are not so much ready for the case studies method. And source study and the case study we are supposed to start in our classrooms, so that in grade 11 when we start in the case study and the source based learning, automatically the child problem solving method will be created, and they are able to create their own skills to give the proper reply, to give the response in the self mode also. And in all the topics, basically in the business studies and the accountancy, you try to explore the child, whatever, whether it is wrong or right, and then rectify it, it will much better, I think. And that pedagogy we are supposed to use. Now, thank you. Now I have all, if there is any question or
Yes, sir.
any requirement.
Yes, sir. There are some questions out here. Sir, one is that as you mentioned about the virtual lab. Now, in business studies, there are some project work which require a field work in the sense that the students need to, as the principles of management is concerned, and as marketing is concerned. Now, in this scenario, what would you suggest as a CBSE mentor and as a principal and director of a school? How would you suggest the teachers to take up
Very
these
good
type of
question,
project?
sir. Very good question, sir. Dalmia sir. Actually, I am concerned with the Bharati Vidyapeeth. I am concerned with some management institutes also.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
the research paper, in the research paper, they are issuing some question Google forms basically. And
Okay.
on the basis of the Google form, basically, they are collecting the data. We are not supposed to go and ask to the student directly. You can create the Google form and spread to all the people to whom you want to collect the data. And after collecting the data from that sources, you can make analysis. This is my data, and actually that data can be converted into some result. That is one of the important part. So Google, this technology can be used for not interaction part. Basically,
Yes,
the
exactly.
technology can be used for interacting in the virtual labs also. So this is our
Okay.
virtual lab. We can create the Google form.
So this is very
And
nice suggestion. This is very nice suggestion that we can use technology for conducting these surveys. No, Google Forms and
yes,
Microsoft Forms can be used. Very true.
yeah. So technology is not the subject. Basically, I said technology is a tool. Basically, we are supposed to get more data. Let us assume you can meet only the 10 people or 20 people in a day. But when you're spreading this Google form, you can spread to the 100 people in a single day. And you can collect the data of 100 people also. The
Very.
technology will give you more accurate and more things. And you can actual data basically. The feedback form we are taking from the parents also. The
Very.
feedbacks we are taking from the other people also. Similarly, we can send this data to all the number of people requesting that this is a research based for the educational purpose. Kindly fill this data, spend some time and give this data. Even the students can give to his father, and father will spread to his own friends, and they can collect the very genuine data and we can use it. So imagine the time saving is there, and the analysis part is also same thing. You are whatever you want to ask, you can ask in the written form also, and that written document very much good as also.
Gee, that's
So,
very nice suggestion, sir. And sir, some clarification. There's still a lot of doubts that teachers have about the balance sheet in partnership. So admission, retirement, we have deleted the capital adjustment. So if you can put this very in a black and white, the balance sheet they are supposed.
definitely you will get basically right now on the question paper. Basically, some work is going on by the CBSE, and very soon you will get the sample question papers. Basically, uh, we are just watching these things on the another side. In applied mathematics as one of the new important subject we are CBSE has introduced. That is part of the taken so that the commerce students or the students who are not wants to do the engineering part, they can take this analysis, statistical data we are analyzing. Similarly, in the accountancy also, when you are saying the partnership admission, when you are saying the retirement and debt, simple balance sheet you can consider and you take it. But for the adjustment of a long adjustment, you can say the capital adjustment of on the basis of new partner, adjust the old partner, on the basis of old partner, adjust new partner, on the basis of this much of capital should be there. That children are self-motivated, self-learning mode should be there. Right now, in NCRT also, when you see in NCRT also, we are giving in a very short and brief way. But in the another books, basically it is elaborated in the because we are trying to spoon feeding to the child basically. We are giving only the spoon feeding, and that spoon feeding is not giving the exact reply in the other way. That's why skill of the child is not created there. So I'm not saying if this topic is deleted completely. I say this topic will be not covered in the CBSE board examination. If you have the sufficient time, if you are able to take in the class, kindly take it, because these topics are important, but not give so much emphasis and solve all the question of capital adjustment in the classrooms. So otherwise you are unable to complete your syllabus. So balance sheet in retirement and death is not required, because already you had in the simple cases in the admission also, you had done the balance sheet, how to prepare the balance sheet. So that is sufficient basically, and on the basis of that skill the child can do.
So we need not to, as the main criteria of the CBSE right now is to reduce the teaching time so that so repeating the topics again and again is not needed. We have to just explain the
Yes.
child once ki after making a revaluation account, partners capital account, this is how the balance sheet is made.
When you are repeating the same topic, automatically you are giving more timing, and you are spending the more topic, covering the more time on that topic, which is you had already taught. That is one of the important part, basically.
Very important parts. Sir, there is a question from teachers from Gulf countries that can we include computerized accounting in Gulf countries? I think not only there, but anywhere, even in India.
Definitely you can do. If you are doing it, it is a very good opportunity. Actually, I had said also in a computerization of a computerized accounting, we are not doing some, you can say, practical task basically. That's why this is the problem. If you have the sufficient time, if you are using, most welcome, kindly do it. I say you do it, because analysis part of the things can be done. If you are doing the analysis, then it's much better. So you can take in the and also in grade 11, whatever topic has been completed, you can take as interest. I'm saying in grade 11, whatever topic is completed, you can take as an internal assessment also. You can include that thing. But as in grade 12, all the topic which is deleted, that should not be considered for the CBSE board examination.
Okay. So even though what you mean to say, sir, in case if we feel the need, we can teach it in the class, but we should not go for evaluation when it should not be asked in the board examination, and we should not expect that the
Yes.
child should be able to answer that in the board exams. Okay.
Learning outcomes should be covered up so that you can assess and you can clear the, you can say, conceptual knowledge of that subject basically.
ठीक है, sir. Okay, and sir, I just want to know one more thing.
One thing is, I think Sajda Nair, she's asking, sir, kindly provide the guidelines about the business studies project work for the class 12.
Yes, sir.
Just like sir has said me, instead of going to everywhere or going to the shop or going to the virtual, you can say, I say, given this idea to take the virtual things. And I'm giving the CBSE one of the idea why we are collecting so much of heavy file, decorated files and all these things. Why you are using this number of pages also? Do one thing, they can type and you check the fluorescent whether they had copied or not. And your system or the school management will hire all these things, softwares, and you check it and give to the students ki, listen, your data is so much copied, and you try to improve or write yourself. That is one of the important part. So in business studies, basically, whatever the guidelines we had issued by the CBSE, that is very interesting, and try to cover up with the virtual, basically, you can say, by the Google form, by using the technology, try to cover all these things. By using the technology, try to cover your start on the project work. Don't waste more time only giving the guidelines time it is required. That is one of the important part. Next, I think, sir, can balance sheet asked in retirement again, Vishal Dogra ji? Dogra sahab, you can ask in the balance sheet, basically in the internal assessment, not for the CBSE. Basically, in CBSE, we are not going to make it a part. Again, I'm repeating, whatever the topic has been deleted from the board, basically that will be not taken up in the CBSE question paper. And one of the question that has been asked, I think, I'm taking one of the questions.
There was a question
GST,
on GST. Yeah.
GST we had not included in the this thing in the business studies basically. And GST, in accountancy, basically basic entry, we can tell to student that will much better.
Okay.
Its adjustment of capital account include calculation proportion of the capital adjustment of a partner. Again, that same question, capital adjustment of capital account in the partnership admission is not taken consideration for the assessment part basically by the CBSE. You can take it in the another way. I think all the panelists actually revision curriculum barriers are specified. I'm not actually able to know what the barriers of communication. I think they are asking. It
I think
is
that many questions are relating to reading the syllabus. If you read the revised syllabus properly, a lot of things will be clarified. And I think, let us focus on the important areas where we can, which are not in the, if you go to the, as some of you have asked about types of plans. No, types of plans is very obviously deleted in the revised syllabus. So please, as a teachers, we should learn to read the syllabus properly. The best way would be you take the older syllabus and take the revised one, and also the CBSE issued the deleted portions. So you, when you compare the two, you'll be able to find out those minute parts which are there. So we must be first learning to how to read syllabus properly. And that is why when we make the internal papers or when we prepare a student for the board exams, we, that is first and the foremost thing, that please read that, and then we can discuss certain points if still they are there. If there are certain paper patterns, sir has very clearly told that CBSE will be coming up with a sample paper, and CBSE would also be coming up with some sessions. So in that case, those things can be taken up clearly at that point of time. Right now, it is not appropriate for sir to say anything about the paper pattern. So we need to wait for some more days. You have got the syllabus in your hand. Start preparing the students accordingly. Papers will come in that time. Anything, sir, you would like to add to that?
I want to say that whatever the internal assessment in grade 11 you are doing, trying to take technology as a tool for assessing the child, and try to create in that self-learning mode should be there. I want to ask one thing, how many students, basically teachers, attended very seriously their teacher classes of BCom or BBA in their own colleges? Whatever the 11th, 12th they had studied, they are very much clear in the BBA and BCom classes basically. They utilize that support area. So here also you try to make it in the self-learning mode and try to assess the child.
Okay.
By, you can say not of learning, not for learning, it should be by learning. Assess the child by learning. Of learning and for learning basically means of learning at the end of the session. Means you are taking only the final examination, on that basis you try to say whether the child know or not know. For learning, basically we can say assessment for learning basically means you are taking the unit test and all these things, on that basis you are saying. These two patterns are old one now. You are supposed to take the third one by learning basically, where you take the topics everywhere. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. And one more thing, sir, about the death part, as the account is removed, but the calculation of profit share, calculation of goodwill share, all those things are very much there probably. Only thing is,
Calculation at the time of death, what is
yeah,
required, what amount we are supposed to. Loan account we are not taken up. Why we are not taken up? Because the loan, again the interest part starts. Again the some things are, again the fundamental again join there. At the time of death, automatically we are supposed to say at the time of death, if they are going to the loan account, automatically interest on loan account will also start and all these things. So what I want to say again and again, problem solving method by the child can use, these are the concepts, these are the rules, and we are supposed to use in this way. That concept should be very much clear.
fine, sir. And sir, what about the goodwill? Goodwill, when the syllabus very clear, I just read about the syllabus. In the syllabus also, it is very much mentioned goodwill as per the AS 26. So it is through capital account. We need not to raise it and close it, or is there still there?
Definitely. You are saying correct. You are saying correct.
Okay. So we should teach our children about the goodwill treatment only through capital adjustment, capital account, and the
Yeah.
current account as clearly mentioned in the syllabus. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Answer a couple of questions here. In generally source-based questions, and as you clearly mentioned, source-based question and case studies, we may, for the time being, keep things on little hold, or
I can say now the teachers are required to collect the case studies basically.
okay,
Give the case studies method instead of in grade 11. I will tell. I request all the my dear friends to kindly take all the topics on the basis of case studies. You try to take all the topics on the basis of case study and put that case among the students so that they have the critical thinking, they have the creative skills, they have the problem solving mode also. In business studies also, in accountancy also. Why the case studies is required? That now the students pass out with the 90% marks or 98% marks, but they are unable to do the actual bank reconciliation statement also. They are not knowing how to prepare the balance sheet also. Just like in
hmm,
computerization of accountings, they are not able to classify the heads of the accounts also. So here we require boards of problems so that students are able to solve the problem in the self-learning mode. That is one important.
okay, sir. And sir, as it is very obvious that this deletion or the compartment exam that is going to happen now for the year 2020, this revised syllabus is not going to be applied there because there is one query. This is only applicable for the next academic.
This revised syllabus is revised till COVID-19.
Okay, okay,
This revised syllabus is revised till COVID-19, or you can say this pandemic situation.
okay. So,
Uh, we can say if this pandemic condition, if overcome from this pandemic condition in the month of September, October, then we will revise it again. We will include it again in the session 21-22. But right now, if it is not in that position, then we cannot say right now. Right now, the situation is that key. Right now, the condition is not so good. Daily cases are control is not. We require certain distance and all those things.
hmm.
That's why that is our main problem. So right now virtual classes are going on. That is the one thing. If the virtual classes are not going, interaction will be there. Maximum number of learning periods will be there. Automatically will do.
Okay, so the compartment exam for this year for the result which has come for those students, the old syllabus is applicable. It is not for the this.
Yeah. No, no. The old syllabus. Old syllabus.
The one thing is the teachers want to ask some of them ki if you had any chance to discuss with CBSE, why don't we allow calculators to our students?
Very
Accountancy.
interesting question. Very. This year we had allowed the calculator at a certain area where the child having the additional some problem. This is the first year where we had allowed class grade 9 and 10th class students to use the calculator in certain areas where they have the problem basically in the calculation. Right now, the calculation is also one of the important part, critical, you can say analytical skills should be there. If the child is not using the calculator, they are calculating all with the help of calculators. Some part you can say, somewhere the child is not in a part of analysis. They will do only on the basis of calculator. When you are watching some graph or something, you can analyze yourself key what is the percentage. 62 is bigger or 65 is bigger. If you are using the calculator, then you will see which is bigger. So that is one of the analytical part. We are requesting if the paper pattern will be changed or something will be there. If you are using the technology, automatically the calculator will be the part. If you are using the examination part on the basis of the calculator or the you can say technology, automatically the calculator will be the part. Calculator will be right now, we are not including most probably if the number of question will increase, the number of calculation will be increased. If the calculation part is something taking more time, automatically the calculator will be included. Right now, the child having half an hour before the paper, they have reading time. Between the time we expect the child will cover within 2.5 hours, again they have at least half an hour to revise the things. So 1 hour they have. So at least we are expecting if 1 hour they have sufficient time to read all these things. So right now we cannot say a calculator is required. In
Okay.
certain area, the child having some problem, then automatically the calculators are allowed. And this year we had allowed.
Acha, acha. And sir, what about the art integrated questions? What you say? Is it only to make the classroom interaction interesting or engaging for the children? or because when we make art integrated question, we what is coming around is there are some videos also, there are some graphics also. So would it be assessed also? Means when we make the question paper, are we supposed to include art integration there? But if we include there, how can we include those video based questions or some?
Art integration is not the tool of assessment. Art
Okay,
integration is a tool of learning.
okay,
Joyful
okay,
learning
okay,
should be there. Art
okay,
integration is a tool of learning method. So
okay,
just like I'm moving my hands, this is the art of presenting myself.
okay, okay,
Art of presenting the things to the among the children. If one salesman is very good than the other, why?
okay,
The
okay,
presentation of the things is very good. If you are
okay,
saying or you are presenting something, that is one of, because you are an analytical person, you are a problem solver, you are a critical thinker. So how you tell these things ki, if you are presenting anything, that is the art of presentation, you can say.
okay.
Science, we say accountancy is art and science. So
Hmm.
how you are presenting the data, why you are taking the as a new partner, what percentage, and how you are presenting the things basically, that is the important part. So art integration, the presentation of the things should be there, skill of the child should be developed, and if they are copying the teachers basically, students are copying their teachers. So if you have the art integration joyful method, they love to learn accountancy and business studies more, and automatically this will be done.
Okay. So basically, art integration is something to make our classroom interaction more engaging and more interactive for the students. And we need
Yeah.
not to focus on assessing children on those art integrated based questions, basically.
No, no, no. Art integration is not the basis of the assessment part. Art integration is the part of the learning, basically, where we try to take the classes in a different form.
And
That is
so,
an important part.
sir, one more very interesting part is that let us not expect that to happen. As this year happened, that certain in certain subjects the board has gone for the marks for the other subjects, and on the basis it gave the average marking. In case the situation of COVID doesn't improve this year, and we might come a situation worse, because sir, we are all business studies teachers as well, so we understand the planning has to be there, forecasting. So the forecast is that in case if the situation doesn't improve and the board exams 2020, 21, and some internal reports are asked by CBSE that according to your own assessment, what is your criteria the children get? So what, as a principal, as a director, what you would also suggest as a teachers, that we should update our data and keep them ready for even that eventuality if it happens anytime, that where we need to share our data. So what things we should take care to assess the children, and especially when we are assessing the children now in online mode, we are not very clear about the honesty and the integrity of the child, what the child is attempting. So what should we do right now to keep our at least the proper record of the child performance, so that in case we need it anytime, we might use that for the annual assessment of the child.
Uh, Three things I want to say here.
Yeah.
One thing is your attendance and the accuracy of the classrooms.
Okay.
Attendance and the accuracy basically means attendance is required, and the accuracy basically means how much assignment, how much attentive you are in the classroom. I request all the teachers when they are taking the classes, you try to tell the students to video should be on. Basically, you can say they are unmuted. That is another thing, but video should be on, and attendance should be done. Number one. Number two, assessment of every topic you try to take. Either it should be in the Google form, in the objective form, either in the form of quiz also, or you can ask any question in the classroom also.
Okay.
In online also, you can say now today we ask the question before the class to roll number 1 to 15, or all the, you can say I can ask the question from A to M. Now A to M, at least you have 10 students or 15 students, you can ask 15, you make 15 questions and you can ask whatever we had studied. So that will be recover, and that will cover the syllabus in that way. So third part is that you try to make the records of all the learning. What I said is the learning of the assessment, basically by and for and by, basically I focus on the by basically instead of of and for. That is also an important part. So if you are taking by learning, that is an important part. So when you're taking the by learning, then automatically child will give the reply in the different form. So learning should be on the you can say not on the competency basis. It should be competency basis, not on the competition basis basically. And the child should learn in a self-mode method, so that learning effective should make him problem solving. Now, next question, whatever the important things, how the CBSE will assess. Right now, CBSE, if the CBSE is unable to take the examination, let us assume, automatically they will create some, you can say, online method, examination method will be there.
Okay.
Examination should be there. Assessment should be there. It should be either digital method, it should be off method, whatever it is. Right now, this time, because we are not prepared, only the 90% paper has been covered, that's why we had taken up. UGC is still date not giving the final reminders whether they will take the examination or not take the examination. So examination was an important part basically. So here I can say you try to keep the records anytime. The CBSE also demand in northeast area of Delhi, basically we had call all the things from the schools authorities to submit the things. On that basis we had given the reply, and we faith on the principal and the teachers basically, because they are only real assessor basically. On that basis we do all the things. So you do the assessment by, you can do the assessment by self also, give the idea to the child and give them power to self-assess and give marks yourself. Self-assessment by peer also, give your assignment, assign to the another people so they can read and do something. By the, you can say also that some teacher also, you can do yourself also, and you can use the technology also. The assessment can be done anyway. There should be 360-degree, you can say, portfolio method should be there.
Okay, okay. And sir, one more question is about relating to accountancy projects. So what happens in the, I don't know about Delhi exactly, and maybe in your school, when we talk about the certain schools or certain parts of the country, what is happening, sir, ki, students are expected to give only the hard copy of the project report. Now, what happens these days, a lot of the annual reports of the companies are coming in the soft copies. So they insist, teachers insist that it has to be a printed. So students are getting them printed 300 and 400 pages, and the report becomes so bulky. And so how it is important to have the hard copy itself, because now this year it will be even more difficult for the students to arrange that. So what you suggest, it is necessary. And so related to this, again, there is another part of the question uh, is it necessary to have, because the situation is very abnormal these days, is it necessary to have the annual report of 1920 only if it is a hard copy? If the child is able to procure from his house or from the teachers some annual report of the companies of the last year, say maybe 18, 19, or can the child use it for the analysis purpose? So these are the two questions.
Very good question. Analysis you can done from the 16, 17 also, 18, 19 also, 17, 18 also, 19, 20 also, it depends. If you are analyzing at 18, 19, automatically analysis part is there. So you cannot say that child is taking whatever the year, they are doing the analysis of that year particularly. So not required to latest basically, he is giving the two things are there. Either he is taking the primary data or the secondary data. Automatically it is secondary data. So secondary data is 1920 also, 16, 17 also, 17, 18 also, whatever it is. So we are not supposed to force the child what data they had collected.
Okay.
We are supposed to take what analysis he has done. So I can say it should be linguistic method instead of constructive method basically. If we had constructed this type of the model should be there. You give the freedom to the child to express their things. Give the children to the thought process basically. So here you can say in the project basically I can say they can take anyone, and don't take so much of big and lengthy process. Only the balance sheet part you require, take the balance sheet out of it and take the copy of the balance sheet on the basis of analysis. Give the whole report is not required. What the AGM is saying, what the other things are saying, what are the annexure you require, that is sufficient. So balance sheet is not of the 200 pages. The report is of 200 pages. During the year annual report, basically all the, you can say marketing strategy, personal strategy, you can say HR strategy, all the administrative strategy, SOPs and all these things are there. So here, standard operating procedures you are supposed to follow. You can say student should be on the student operating procedure should be in a different form. Self-operating method should be there. I can say it should be not SOP. Don't create SOP for any project. You take SOL, student operating learning method. SOL, school of learning should be there. The school of learning basically where you can learn on the open source data. Collect the open source data from anywhere and they can do that. I suggest to the teachers not to compel all these small things. You try to explore the child, because somebody is saying this copy they had not written, handwritten is not there, they had printed somewhere and something. That is a good thing. Basically, it is the child should be involved in that way. But open ethic data should be, we are supposed to teach the students in the open ethic data. The technology in 2020, basically, we require the artificial intelligence. In artificial intelligence, when we are saying the child, how the data they are using, if they have taken the data from somewhere, whether they are mentioning that is data they have taken or copied somewhere or not, they're mentioning or not, that is only the important part. So I say, teacher, please don't think it is from the old data or new data, or covering the page in the same color, some colorful should be there, decoration of the this things is not required. It is only the wasting of time and the energy. Try to divert that energy and all this thing in the presentation, how they are doing the presentation of. Nobody is reading what is written inside the file. They are watching what is the cover of the file. We do not require the cover of the file. We require what they had written inside the file. That important content should be there. That is the important part.
Okay. And sir, in some cases, the teachers insist that the project report should have the director's report. The student should copy director's report, auditor's report, corporate governance report. So is
not
that, I think,
required so much.
Not required.
Not required, sir. Auditor reports only give some specific area. If it is required, then it's okay. Because in some specific product, they say they are taken these things as a consideration. So auditor reports in that. Director is saying it is not a chartered accountant. He's not giving the financial reports, basically. He's just expressing just like school annual report.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And sir, about the comprehensive part of the accountancy project, is it needed, as you mentioned, or only one of the specific is required? That's it.
One comprehensive, one specific. Out of two specific, one specific should be there.
Okay. So comprehensive that they used to make in most of the schools, get it done in class 11. They are supposed to do that again, the balance, the general.
They can take it as a, what I said, they can take it as a part of the project, no problem. Because 11th and 12th is a simultaneously, you can say, after 10th class, nobody says you are 11th pass. After 10th class, we say this 11th and 12th is a 2-year program. It is not a 1-year program. The teacher should do all these things. So you can take as a consideration, that should be the liberty of the teacher.
Achha, okay. And sir, the last question that has come up is about, as you are the principal and the director of the school yourself, so how can the teachers, accountancy teachers make their, or business studies teachers make their classroom interaction more effective with this online process or remote learning areas? What tools they can use, if you can guide something on that as well. So this is not exactly relating to the curriculum, but with your experience and with your knowledge, if anything.
And this during a very good question, Dalme Sahab, actually this during COVID-19, I had in so many webinars also, in COE webinars also, I created 5 E's basically for during this COVID-19. Okay. And this 5E we are using in our school also basically, earlier before this COVID-19 also.
Okay.
And what is that 5E? Basically, when we are saying experiential learning, the teacher is asking, sir, in accountancy, what experience you are going to give? Experiential learning is the business studies also is there, and in business accountancy is also. Joyful learning. सर बच्चा डिसिप्लिन में नहीं रहेगा. Discipline is required. Discipline doesn't mean you are doing the army rules in the classroom. That should be the open discussion room should be there. So what is the 5 E's basically? Before starting any topic, try to come out from the subject. Subjectivity make boards to the students basically. Subjectivity makes something in a different form. Before 5E, I have to explain what is the purpose of education, how we define education. Education is a process of learning, sir, focused learning. And when you are going to focus anything, you try to divert the focus for the child and divert the energy of all the things towards one thing only. Just like we are feeding the food to any small kid, we try to cover all the things by telling story or something. So what we require, the process of learning. In learning, remove L. What is L? If you remove L, then what is left, sir? Only earning. So when you're telling what the topic you are telling, how you will earn in your life, and where it is used in your life, automatically child will, the ears will stand and they will listen. And earning may, when you remove NING, means listening only should be there. If the child having the listening power, automatically they will get highest marks in the board examination. They will definitely proper learner, you can say, if they have the learning capability. And for that, basically what we require, that skill we should also have. We should have also having the learning power. We should have also the listening power. That should be. And what is the 5 E's basically? 5 E's are first, engage the child. Engage not in the subject of the child. Engage not in the topic of the content basically. You can say engage the child in a different form. Engage the child in the out of the subjectivity. Give the topic. Tomorrow we will discuss about this. You find out whatever you want to tell. You give some idea about this topic. Let us assume I say in partnership accountancy. So we will discuss the fundamental of accountancy, what is partnership and how the partner will come, what type of entry will pass. If one is coming, what entry will be there. If one is coming, what they will bring. So idea, instead of creating the story in the classroom, try to engage the child in the partnership instead of telling the journal entry directly. When you engage the child, then you explore the child. Now, what type of entries will be there? If this A person, B person is coming and C is coming as a partner, what things she is supposed to do? What you require by the A and B? And then you explore the child. After A and B exploring the child, automatically child will give certain wrong answer also and correct answer also. At the time your activity starts, then you explain why it is wrong, why it is correct. Whether it is wrong, also you explain. It's a very, very good idea. But why it is wrong, you are supposed to explain the things. After explanation, elaborate the topic where the students are not touched the area, what area they had relieved. So elaborating the topics, automatically that will be cover the all the areas of the all the right and left corners of the topic. Then you evaluate whether again you ask same situation to the children, whether if they are giving the reply, then you say it's okay, the students are able to learn. Evaluate the child. So if telling directly the journal entries to the students, you try to take the entries from the students basically. That is one of the important 5 is basically required. And that is called experiential learning. And similarly in the business studies also, when you're taking any topic in management or planning or organizing, put the topic and throw the topic to the students. Take the ideas from the students, from 1, 2, 3, 4, not from the book, from the outside, whatever, whether it is correct or not. Then engage and give the topic to the one to another, whether it is wrong, right, whatever. Take the idea from the again students. Then you explain why it is correct, what is wrong, what is things. Automatically the child power, the brain power of the child, the brainstorming of the topic will be done in a very good manner. So when you are having the interactive session in the classroom, in the Zoom also, automatically the child will take the interest and they will solve. Solving the number of questions doesn't mean that I think you had seen also so many students are doing very good in solving the question, but not getting good marks because they had don't learn the questions. Even also when we are teaching, also maximum teacher will agree that they know book number this, question number they start, because they thought they know what is the question is there mentioned in that book, and they know answer, and they say okay, you had done wrong thing is this area, because they also know where they are going to do wrong things. So that rote learning of the teacher, if they have, if you are chatting some mantras also, and that mantra is rectification in that way. If you do not know the meaning of that mantra, so automatically you are not going to express that things in a better way. So you require that mantra or the concept should be in that way. That is one of the 5 E's basically I want to say. Second, when you are using the technology part in the 2020, this artificial intelligence in the education basically, you require engaging with the open data. Give the power to the students to collect the data from the open resource, because you have the old data, you have the old machinery in your mind. New ideas can be generated with the new students basically. All the political parties are taking the new minds, new, you can say, young leaders. So you also take the power of the young people, taking this, engaging the child. And social justice in the pedagogy also, whatever the method you are using, you ask from the students which method you will take, what able to understand. Ask from the students. Instead of putting your ideas to the students, you take the ideas from the students. And that is one of the important part. And they should engage with the open data, automatically they will learn something. Give the open idea. OYO, Amazon, new companies are coming up, give the ideas what they are taking and what they are doing. If you do it, if you open it, automatically the students will also learning things will be there, and you will also learn something.
So nice
So
of you, sir. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yes, sir. You want to add something?
no, thank you, sir. Yes, please.
Actually, teachers here in the chat box, they have liked your 5 E's and they have been repeating what 5 E's are. So they caught it all that there. So, sir, for now is okay, and we have not covered those specific, very specific type of questions, whether types of plans are there or not, or whether this. Because if you see the teachers, if you please go through the syllabus, because it is so unfair for us to take so much of time of sir, and he's so generous to agree to come to this platform and talk to you. That is more than enough, and at least we should do our homework first. And if you go through the syllabus, a lot of things will be clear to you. Those specific part here and there, the sir has given the insight why the changes have been made. So when you implement in the class, this is, you should be clear that why this CBSE has made those changes, and what is the projection of the CBSE, and what is the thought behind the CBSE has in mind. So yes, these were more important things rather than those there. BST exam dates, etc. Please, we'll have to wait for those things. It is not the right time to say about the exam dates. So thank you so much, sir. Thank you. We will be issuing this certificate as the basis of the attendees list. Hai na? Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for sparing your time, sir. If the need would be in some months to come, and whenever we feel need, we will like to approach you again. And if any
Thank you,
time
sir.
you feel like to discuss something with the teachers, please let us know, and we will love to do that, sir. We'll love to do that, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you
thank
so
you,
much.
thank you
And
to all.
yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So